Let's take a look at some stories in the sporting world. It's the beautiful game. And of course, we're going to kick off with the Super Eagles ranking. And they've dropped again in the latest men's rankings released by the Fédération Internationale de Football Association. That's FIFA, of course. The three-time African champions dropped from 38 to 39, just one spot. Yeah? It could be recalled that the Super Eagles plunged from 30th to 38 last month. Now, however, Nigeria still remains fifth in Africa despite that slide in the global rankings. Let's take a look at Africa's rankings. Morocco are #1 in Africa. They are 14th in the world. Senegal are #2. They are 19th in the world. Egypt are #3. They are 36th in the world. Côte d'Ivoire are the 4th African country, and they are 38th in the world. Nigeria, of course, in 5th position, 39th in the world all over. Tunisia, 6th in the world, 6th in Africa, 41st in the world. Algeria, 7th in Africa, 46th in the world. Cameroon, 8th in Africa, 51st in the world. Of course, there's just something there with that Mali there. And of course, South Africa, who are 10th in the world and 57th in the rankings. Now, let's take a look at the world rankings there. Argentina are on top, of course. World champions Argentina, who also recently defended their Copa America title, retained the top position in the world. France are in second position, with newly crowned European champions Spain in third. England are in fourth position, finalists in Europe. And of course, fourth position, England, yeah, and then fifth will be Brazil, completing the top 5. Belgium, the Red Devils, are sixth. We have Netherlands, Portugal, Colombia, who had that wonderful, wonderful run before the Copa America finals, are in ninth position. James Rodriguez there pushing that team, and Luis Diaz. And then, of course, we have the Azzurri, Alitalia, 10th position in the world, okay? And that is it for the top 10, talking about the world rankings, considering that, I mean, we just had AFCON earlier on in the year. And then, of course, there's the Copa. There is also the Euros that happened. So basically all FIFA member associations or confederations of football had a tournament to reckon with in such a way that it will definitely play a role in the rankings. The rankings are basically points. Depends on who you play and whether you win, draw, or lose, you get points based on that. So it is purely statistically based. You know, it's not a case of somebody just thinking that, okay, Argentina look like the best team and England look like the fourth best team. Let us put it there. No, it is based on points, statistics, gain over matches, friendly matches, and of course, competitions that are FIFA recognized. And then moving on from that now, England, of course, who have had their manager leave his position, that's talking about Gareth Southgate, have it so much that potential manager, one of the names that has been sounded out, Graham Potter, has responded to speculation linking him with a job. Now, the Three Lions are on the hunt for their first men's manager in 8 years after Gareth Southgate resigned earlier on in the week on the back of his side's defeat to Spain in Euro 2024 finals. Graham Potter is believed to be one of the names in the running for the role, with the likes of Eddie Howe, Lee Carsley, and Mauricio Pochettino also thought to be contenders. Let's listen to, okay, no, this was quite an old one. That's talking about Graham Potter and all of that. But then, what, you think Graham Potter can do it?
I think as an Englishman in football, I don't think there's anybody that has more respect than he has. How he conducted himself, him and his staff, qualifying for the tournaments, going deep into tournaments, getting the country behind the team is an amazing job, and I think I'd like to wish him well. I hope he has a nice break, and I want to wish him well for whatever he decides to do next. I feel really ready, really excited to be back when the right opportunity comes. Yeah, hopefully you'll see my face again.
I think will be the best manager for the English national team. Graham Potter, should they go for a foreign manager? I mean, who are the most accomplished Englishmen, considering that Gareth Southgate has been the most successful manager since 1966, when England won the World Cup. Yes, that is. They have never won the Euros. They've never come as close as Gareth Southgate has come. He has gone to back-to-back finals, 2020, which held in 2021, and the finals were held in Wembley. And of course, 2024, which finals were held in Berlin. That's talking about Germany. So, you know, in as much as we might talk about how England played during the tournament, I mean, considering that they had, arguably, well, for me, not arguably, going into the tournament, England were the top favorites by bookmakers. They had the best attack, no doubt about that. I've spoken about this in on different fora. And I said, look, they had the best player in Spain, who, of course, is an attacking midfielder in Jude Bellingham. They had the best player in the EPL, another attacking midfielder in Phil Foden. They had the best young player in the EPL, that's talking about Cole Palmer, who basically carried Chelsea. In fact, it was called Cole Palmer FC because of how much his back had to strain on the weight of carrying Chelsea as a whole. And then, of course, you had the best striker in Europe, Harry Kane, playing for Bayern Munich. More than ever before, you had diversity when it comes to different leagues. I mean, there's a time when you spoke about the golden generation of England. That's that generation that had Gerrard, that had Lampard, that had Beckham, that had Rooney, you know, that had Scholes. Some people talk about the golden generation, but all of these guys played in the EPL. You know, so it showed the strength of the league. But now you had guys who are dominating in Germany, dominating in Spain. So you had diversity, so probably, you know, it's arguable that this generation was even more golden than that previous generation. So it remains to be seen how that will all play out. But they didn't play so well, but they have achieved the most when it comes to how managers have performed since 1966. Getting to 2 finals back-to-back. The first final they lost via penalty, that was to Italy. And then, of course, the second final, this one was also a close loss. I mean, it was about 4 or 5 minutes to go when they conceded that second goal to Spain. So they've been quite close. So kudos to Gareth Southgate for doing what he did with the national team, doing quite very well. So well done, well done, well done. He's done quite well. There is that argument of how well he has done and if he deserves the accolades. And there's also the argument that he could have done better. But whichever way, it was a good run for almost 8 years. And now he has said goodbye. It's a time for somebody else to take the reins of a national football team and become the next manager of the 3 Lions. That's talking about the English squad.